My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
You are now tuned into the Boxing Bros. I'm Caden and I'm here with my co-host. I want to say my heart goes to the families who lost loved ones in Buffalo and all those impacted. I want to send some love and a shout out to you all. I'm here with my co-host.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Commissioner $12 Bill.
And this is G.
And it's the TBE, Prayers for Buffalo.
The first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is our reaction to Jermell Charlo stopping Brian Castano in the 10th round. And I want to give a salute to $12 Bill, who called it on the money, said late round stoppage. $12 Bill, what was your reaction to that fight?
It was a good fight. It's pretty simple to me. The fighter who made adjustments won. Left hook right to the temple. Good night, Irene. He crumbled him right in front of him. I thought the commentary was horrible. Yeah, I thought it was pro hate for Charlo. That's just me, my personal opinion. I don't know what the issue was. I get it. Sometimes, he might rub people the wrong way, but when it comes to boxing, you got to be objective. And I believe that there was a lot of hate. But forget that. The right man won. It was adjustments. The first 3 rounds I gave to Charlo. The next 3 rounds I gave to Brian Castano. And then it just seemed like the 7th round on, Charlo switched it to a different gear, And that's when the adjustments came in. Felt like he sat down on his shots. Brian picked it, to his credit, right? He picked up where the last fight left off. But this was a different fight, And Charlo made the adjustments and he got the victory, man. The right person won, and great fight. And that shot right on the temple was, and that's why they say finish your combinations, right? When we do it in the gym, guys, right? We finish our combinations, man. So that's basically what he was doing. And at the end of that combination, didn't look like it was a powerful shot, but it landed right on the temple, right on the perfect spot. So shout outs, congratulations to Charlo.
All right. Conspiracy.
Yeah, man. I thought he did great, actually. The difference between this fight and the first fight was Charlo was more active, right? He did good at maintaining like a distance to really like leverage his shots. That was good, and he always countered. So anytime Castano would like even land a shot, you knew that Charlo was coming back with his own. So that was good as well. And he never neglected the body, which I thought that was going to be the key, which he showed, like, go after the body, switch it up. Don't always headhunt, which I like. He provided variety. Like, he went to the head sometimes, went to the body, but he always, like, anytime, every round, there was an attack to the body, which was good. The only thing that's kind of minor is I feel like his defense could be better, but nonetheless, I think the way he fights is what makes him exciting. It's like there's that danger factor, right? Where you're like, yo, Castano, if Castano lands a good shot, Charlo could get dropped, because he does take some shots when he's setting up his own like hooks and stuff like that. But nonetheless, man, like Charlo did good, great performance, yeah. So it was an exciting fight, man. I didn't think Castano was going to be. I knew he was going to get knocked out. I didn't know that, but not like that. You know what I mean? So I was, oh man, you know what I mean? Like, but he was a champ too. And shout out to Castano, the way he acknowledged it at the end and everything. He was just like, yo, man, I got hit. This guy, you know what I mean? They showed love, man. That was beautiful too, man. So all of that, that rah USA versus whatever talk was just talk, man. It was just to build up the fight, man.
I
But
think it was. I don't know if it just was. I think at the end it was just settled. But
yeah, well, but at the end it was all love. They're like, I mean, they both acknowledge each other.
I don't think it was just talk though. I think Jermell was saying exactly what he felt.
But hey, nonetheless, it was love. You know what I'm saying? At the end, my man became undisputed. It was a beautiful thing. Definitely salute to his new trainer. I think like that was a good matchup for him. Like, and shout out to Spence in the audience, like, yo, get him now. He's done. I like that too, because I was thinking the same thing. I was like, all right, Castano, I don't know, man. I don't think he got any more left. You know what I mean? Like, and then lo and behold, I think it was at the very next round, my man got out of there. So, salute to Charlo for that victory.
All right, TBE.
Yeah. Excuse me. Now, when the fight started off, it was Castano and Charlo. They were bringing at each other. Charlo looked clean with the counters. He was timing them. But towards the end of each round, Castano would show more life and show that he was still in the fight. And then it got heavy around like 4 or 5, and then the knockout, like I played it a couple times. It's just like it got him, like it dropped. It looked like it was just a hit, like he couldn't take, and then just it dropped him. But shout out to both of these gentlemen, yo. They both brought everything they got brought to this fight, and it was a good fight. I thought I enjoyed it, and it was a dope knockout by Charlo. Yo, shout out to you and congratulations, both gentlemen, for their performance and Charlo for being undisputed.
Yeah, I know. Jermell Charlo said he doesn't care about what people say or people's list, but let me be the first to salute him. Not the first, but I'll add on to the list of people who salute him. I thought it was a great performance, and I was proud to see the way he handled it after the fight, because you're right, G, it kind of got ugly during the build-up, but in the end, I thought he was going to take it there, but he did it, and I was very happy to see that. It's like he's on the fence at times of where I think he's starting to get it, where I think he can take off, and then he has his moments where he goes off, and we're going to talk about a moment where he went off. But overall, I thought he did everything he needed to do in the ring. He kept him at distance. He utilized his 1-2 effectively. He went to the body when the opportunity presented itself, which is something I thought he didn't do enough in the first fight. The other thing he did, which I thought was great, was he didn't allow Brian Castano to steal rounds in the last 30 seconds, which was what he did in the first fight.
He was trying.
Yep, he did. He did try. You're right, Joe, and he didn't let him. The other thing that I thought he did very effectively was whenever Castano got in close and tried to rip off combinations, he wrapped them up when it was safe to do so. Mm-hmm. And that is what I was saying, because now he can't throw punches, and now when they're missing and his fans are screaming, the judges sometimes are scoring that. We talk about it all the time. In boxing today, they're scoring activity. It doesn't necessarily need to be landing, but if it looks good and it's hitting the gloves, some judges are gonna score that. So don't even give him the opportunity. Wrap him up. He did that effectively. The other thing he did was he didn't stay on the ropes. When his back touched the ropes, he would change the angle and reset. So he never gave Brian Castano the chance to work. And for me personally, I thought he won the first fight. I explained to everyone why. I thought Brian Castano was only working in the last 30 seconds. He wasn't landing clean. Brian Castano was slipping. But Jermell Charlo actually says this to Coppinger, and we'll get into it in the next segment. Some people aren't trained to look at that, and the average boxing fan isn't looking at that. So they may be scoring things that an actual judge shouldn't be scoring, which it is what it is. But overall, I thought what Charlo did was great. He made the adjustments. He listened. He paid attention. Trill pointed out something, which is the first 3 rounds were all Charlo. I thought he was doing everything beautifully. Then he started to mix it up from 3 to 6. And then there were rounds in there where it was very close. And for me, I'm thinking he's only doing well because you're allowing him to, Charlo. And then Charlo, after that, went back to his senses after the 6th and started controlling the distance, right? Changing the angles, holding them up. You could have done that easily from the first fight, bro. His only chance was to get you to engage. His only chance was to make you trade. And Charlo, I know you're passionate. You want to prove yourself. But that emotion sometimes can be your biggest downfall because these dudes can't touch you if you just box.
But remember the first fight, I think he wanted a knockout because he wanted to be spectacular for the Undisputed thing and everything.
Yeah.
So this time he actually boxed. So that was great.
And that's all you got to do. Just box, bro, and make them make you have to fight. If they can't make you have to fight, just keep winning easy. You know? Go ahead, bro.
And I thought it was also dope, too, that he did a little boxing, but I thought he didn't gas out like he did the first fight. And he sat down more when he was throwing those shots. Like those uppercut, I thought it would be the uppercut that got him out of there. But he was sitting down on some shots and he was letting them hands go. He definitely was.
And that's what he said. He came in at 152. He said the lightest he's been. He said he felt good making 152. And he kept saying it. He said it so many times that it implies he wasn't in the best shape for their first fight. He said, I was in shape this fight. I came in at 152. So his confidence in himself was different this fight. But talking about the uppercuts, Trill, that's another thing I thought was beautiful. He used the 1-2 to set up his shots later. If you watch from round 7 till the knockout, he was no longer getting sucked into wild exchanges. He was dictating the terms with his jab, controlling the distance, and when he saw opening, he placed his punch where he saw the open. He was selecting his punches, and that's when he caught him. And I thought that was a beautiful thing. And one last thing, I'm glad the referee didn't stop it after the first knockdown because Castano would have been like, oh, I was BS. I was ready to fight. So some people were going at the ref about the stoppage. I'm glad he let him get up and let him go out like a champion. So that way there's no excuses. We all know it now. Jermell Charlo is undisputed. He earned it. He stopped him. I don't want to hear nothing. USA. All right, I'm out.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We're just getting started. We are the Boxing Bros.